to the Ohio County Public Library Storytime Online. My name is Miss Jennifer.
I'm Miss Ellie.
And it is back to school day.
Woo!
Today is a great day. If you're watching this video on August the 26th, that's the first day of school for the children of Ohio County. And so we want to celebrate that wonderful event that's going on in our community. Now, you may have an older brother or sister that's going to school. Maybe you're going to school for the first time, or maybe you're just dreaming about when you go to school. In any case, going to school and starting school is a great milestone event in the life of every child, and so we want to celebrate that today. And so for the last couple of weeks, we've been kind of building towards this day, and we've been learning about and talking about the things that you do when you go to school, some of the things you learn. The first week, we learned about how we learn the alphabet at school. Do you remember the signs? We learned that you learn your A, B, C's when you go to school. The next week, we learned about how you learn counting at school. Do you remember the sign for counting? You're going to put your fingers together like you're holding a coin, and you rub it across your hand, so you learn counting at school. And last week, we learned that when you go to school, you learn about your colors, and you learn about your shapes. Remember, you make a fist, and you do a shape, kind of a wiggly shape down the sides. Today, it is actually the first day of school. So let's learn the sign for school. When you're going to make the sign for school, you're going to make kind of your hand out with your palm forward, and your fingers are kind of bent up. You're going to do that with both hands, and you're going to tap them together 2 times. So school, school. Kind of like the teacher is asking you to pay attention. She's trying to get your attention. You go to school. All right, so let's get ready to get started and have some fun stories and some fun activities about things pertaining to going to school. So let's get our alligators out, though, as we get started. A is for alligator, jump, jump, jump. B is for bouncing, so we'll hop, hop, hop. C is for circle, so let's turn around. And D is for we all sit down and we crisscross applesauce, ready to be a listener. One of our favorite book characters is Pete the Cat. And did you know that Pete the Cat, which is written by Eric Litwin, this particular book, is Pete the Cat Rockin' in My School Shoes. Now, you might have read his story about how he loves his white shoes, but there's something exciting about getting new shoes when you get ready to go to school. So let's find out what Pete's doing in his new school shoes in this book, Pete the Cat, Rockin' in My School Shoes by Eric Litwin. Here comes Pete, strolling down the street, rocking red shoes on his 4 furry feet. Pete is going to school, and he sings this song. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. Yeah. Well, Pete is sitting in his desk when his teacher says, "Come on, Pete, down this hall to a room with books on every wall." Where is Pete going? Do you know where there's a room in a school where there are books on every wall? Did you guess the library? Pete has never been to the school library before. Does Pete worry? Well, goodness no. He finds his favorite book and sings his song. I'm reading in my school shoes. I'm reading in my school shoes. Oh yeah, I'm reading in my school shoes. Check out Pete. He's ready to eat in a big, noisy room with tables and seats. So where is Pete? Where's he now? Do you know where you go to eat at school? You go to the lunchroom. It can be loud and busy in the lunchroom, but does Pete worry? Well, goodness no. He sits down with his friends and sings his song. Can you sing it with me? I'm eating in my school shoes. I'm eating in my school shoes. Oh yeah, I'm eating in my school shoes. Let's see. Pete and his friends are playing outside on a green, grassy field with swings and tall slides. So where is Pete now? Do you know where you go at school to play? To the playground. Kids are running in every direction. Does Pete worry? Goodness no, he slides and sings and slides and swings and sings his song. Can you sing it with me? I'm playing in my school shoes. I'm playing in my school shoes. Oh yeah, I'm playing in my school shoes. Well, all day long, Pete sings his song. When he goes to music, I'm singing in my school shoes. At art, I'm painting in my school shoes. At math, I'm adding in my school shoes. I'm riding in my school shoes. When school is done, Pete rides the bus home. Pete's mom asks him, "What did you do at school today?" And Pete says, "I was rocking in my school shoes. I was rocking in my school shoes. I was rocking in my school shoes. And I will do it again tomorrow because it's all good." The end. Man, did you know there were so many fun things to do when you go to school? Now, Pete rode the bus when he came home from school. Miss Ellie has a little flannel story with some counting about riding.
I'm going to tell you guys the story about a bus driver. Can you guys count with me? There was one lonely bus driver all alone in blue. He picked up a passenger, and then there were two. Good job. Two people riding. They stopped by a tree. He picked up a passenger, and then there were three. Good job with your math, guys. Three people riding. They stopped by a store. They picked up a passenger, and then there were four. Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people riding. Oh, door swung open. The passengers got off the bus. All alone once more. The end. That was a good story, guys. All right. I also have a story to tell y'all about a pigeon that has to go to school. All right. The pigeon has to go to school. In the words and pictures by Mo Willems. All right. It's too late. Rats. Why do I have to go to school? I already know everything. Go on, ask me a question. Any question. Well, I know almost everything. Does school start in the morning? Because you know what I'm like in the morning, and it's not pretty. I wish I was a little chick again, a little itty bitty, not going to school, baby wavy pigeon. He does not want to go to school. What if I don't like school? What if I really don't like school? What if I really, really don't like it? What if? What if the teacher doesn't like pigeons? Oh no. And about the stuff, what's all the stuff? There's so much stuff to learn. if I learn too much, my head might just pop off. That wouldn't be good for the pigeon. I'm scared. What will happen at school? Oh, he's stressing out about school. What if there is math? What does the alphabet have so many letters? Reading can be hard with one big eye. What about lunch? What will the other birds think of me? Will finger paint stick to my feathers? What with those heavy backpacks? I'm a fragile bird. The unknown just stresses me out. There should be a place to practice those things with experts to help you, and books and classrooms and other birds to work and play with. Maybe a playground. Oh, that is school? Well, how am I supposed to get there anyway? How do you think he's going to get to school, guys? Any guesses? What's a what? What is that, guys? A school bus. Good job. Step aside, coming through. The pigeon has to go to school. The end. That wasn't too bad for the pigeon, now was it?
The pigeon has always wanted to drive the school bus. He loves the school bus. So I have a feeling he might get into some trouble if he's not careful with that school bus. Well, a few minutes ago, you did some counting with Miss Ellie as the children got on the school bus. But now we're going to do some counting where we're going to count backwards. We're going to subtract. Can you start with me? We're going to count the books that would be on your teacher's shelf. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down in the classroom on my teacher's shelf, there are 5 little books I can read by myself. When I'm bored and want something to read, I can take one book and it's just what I need. Now how many do we have? So we had 5 and we took 1 away. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Down in the classroom on my teacher's shelf, there are 4 little books I can read by myself. When I'm bored and want something to read, I can take one book and it's just what I need. Now how many do we have? 3. Let's keep singing. Down in the classroom on my teacher's shelf, there are 3 little books I can read by myself. When I'm bored and want something to read, I can take a book and it's just what I need. Down in the classroom on my teacher's shelf, there are 2 little books I can read by myself. When I'm bored and want something to read, I can take a book and it's just what I need. Down in my classroom in my teacher's shelf, there is 1 little book I can read by myself. When I'm bored and want something to read, I can take a book and it's just what I need. Good job! All right. Did you know that there are going to be books? And whenever you go to school, one of the things you're going to do is learn to read. Isn't that so much fun? But there are a lot of things that we love about starting school. And one of the most exciting things about starting school sometimes is getting new school clothes and new school shoes. So I've got a story about a little girl, and her name is Cindy. All right, so there's Cindy. And Cindy was so excited because she was going to be starting school, and she really was excited because she had gotten some new school shoes. Let me put up some of the stuff that's at Cindy's room. She had gotten some new school shoes, a sparkly red new school shoes. And so on the first day of school, Cindy jumped out of bed and she grabbed her left sparkly red school shoe and she put it on her foot. And then she reached down to try and grab her right sparkly red new school shoe, and it was gone. She couldn't find that shoe anywhere. Mom, I can't find my right red sparkly school shoe. And her mom said, well, have you looked under your bed? And so Cindy ran to her bedroom to look under her bed, and when she looked under her bed, the red sparkly school shoe was not there. Her puppy had followed along beside her, and when she didn't find her sparkly red shoe, her puppy said, "Woof, woof." "Oh, not right now. I don't have time to play. I've got to find my sparkly red new school shoe." "Mom, it wasn't under my bed," she said. And Dad hollered and he said, "Well, look in your toy box behind your teddy bear. Maybe you threw your new school shoes. Maybe it got thrown into your toy box." And so Cindy ran to her toy box and she grabbed her bear and she looked behind her bear. No bright red sparkly new school shoe there. "Oh no, Dad, it's not behind my teddy bear either. Where could it be?" And her puppy said, "Woof, woof." "Oh, not now, boy. I don't have time. I've got to get ready for school." "Oh, it just is nowhere." And then her brother hollered. He said, "Hey, what about in your closet? Maybe behind the trucks that are in your closet." So Cindy said, yeah, maybe I threw them in the closet." And so she ran to the closet and she looked behind her toy trucks and no bright red sparkly new school shoe. "Oh, this is a disaster," said Cindy. "What'll I do? I wanted to wear my new school shoes." And her puppy says, "Woof, woof." "Oh, not now, boy. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do." And her family were trying to console her, but finally her parents said, "You know what? You may just have to wear your old black shoes on the first day of school. I'm so sorry." Oh, she took off her left red sparkly school shoe and just put on her old black shoes, ready for the first day of school. "Roof, roof, roof, roof," said her little puppy. "Oh, wait a minute. We've got to go take the dog outside and put him in his doghouse while we get ready to go to school," said her brother. And so her brother rushed outside to go take the dog and put him in his doghouse. And the little puppy said, "Roof, roof, roof, roof." "Wait a minute," said the brother. "Cindy, come out back and see what I see." And so she went running outside, and there on the roof of the doghouse was her bright red sparkly new school shoe. "Oh my goodness, there it is," says Cindy. "Now I can put on my right shoe and my left shoe, and I'm ready for the first day of school." Oh, the end. Do you think the puppy knew all along where that school shoe was? It could be. He kept saying, "Roof, roof." I don't know. I think he maybe knew something that they didn't know. What a fun story. Do you have some new school shoes, or do you like to get new shoes for the first day of school? That can be a lot of fun. Speaking of going to school and getting our shoes on, sometimes you might want to get your dancing shoes on. We're going to get ready to do some scarf dancing. We haven't done scarf dancing in a while. Remember that you may not have any scarves at your house, but you could use anything to scarf dance. Remember, you can use a dish towel or some kind of a sock or something like that. Anything that you want to wave in the air while we do some dancing. Now, we're going to play the freeze dance song, okay? And whenever you're doing the freeze dance song, you have to be a good listener. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go to school, one of the things that your teacher is going to want you to do is be a good listener and follow directions. So, remember, when the music stops, we're going to freeze. And when the music's going, you can just dance any crazy way that you want to. Already? Let's get ready to freeze dance.
Jumping around with the rock and roll music, dancing any way you please. Swinging and swaying as the band keeps playing. And when the music stops, we freeze. Twisting and turning like a twirling top.
So when you go to school, you'll need to know how to be a good listener. Now, we're going to get ready to do some activities over at the activity table, all right? Would you all come with me? Phew-wee. That always gets my heart a-racing. Well, right now, there are a lot of neat school supplies out at the different stores. So I thought it would be fun to show you some fun activities that you can do with your preschooler using some school supplies. One of my favorite activities that I did a couple of years ago at an after-school program is this one right here, okay? I've just taken a Ziploc bag, all right? You can use any size. I've got a gallon size Ziploc bag, but you could use a sandwich size or a snack size, whatever you would like, whatever you have on hand, okay? I've put some water in it and sealed it up good and tight. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you what, Miss Ellie, I'm going to have you come and help me so that you can hold it, all right? So what you're going to need is just find some pencils. Maybe you've purchased some pencils at the store for some children that might be starting school. You just want to sharpen your pencil and then watch what happens as you put, you want to do it on the end where the water is, okay? And you can actually pass a pencil through a bag without losing any water. And you can continue to do that, so allow your children to just push pencils through the bag. Do you remember a couple of months ago, we talked about how water molecules cling together? And so around the edge, where the pencil is, where that little break with the plastic, the water molecules are actually kind of bonding and sealing that little crack. So no water is getting out of the hole. You could keep putting in more and more pencils. See how many you could push through before you end up having some water. Tell you what, Miss Ellie, would you go ahead? Yeah, if you don't mind, take that to the kitchen for me. I appreciate it. That way we won't make a mess. Another fun experiment to do is to just take, I've got a vase here. I didn't really have a clear glass, but you could just use this doing glass. It's probably something that you've done as a child, but the broken pencil experiment, all right? So just put a pencil into a glass of water and have your preschoolers look at it from the side, and they should be able to notice that it looks like the pencil is broken, but in actuality, of course, it's not broken. And that is caused by light refraction as light is passing through the water, because light passes slower through water. It looks like it's broken. Maybe even try doing some other things, putting other things in the water and see what it looks like a ruler or a straw, and have them look at it from the side. That's kind of a neat activity to do. And one of the last things I wanted to share with you is how to make slime. Now, making slime puts a lot of people off. They get really scared with the thought of making slime. But I'm going to show you how you can make slime with your preschoolers without mess and without fuss and with very few supplies, okay? All you're going to really need is 1/4 of a teaspoon of borax. Now, borax is just a powdered substance. You can find it in laundry supply aisle at the store. You're going to need 1/2 cup of white Elmer school glue and then 1 cup of warm water. Okay, so it's really, really super easy. I'm going to kind of sit down for this. One of the things you're going to need, you're going to also need, in order to make it very user-friendly, where you're not going to have any mess, I'm going to have everything disposable. So I'm using 2 paper cups, a paper plate, and a plastic spoon, so I can throw everything away, all right? I've got a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and I'm going to take my warm water. I've kind of already got some here ready for me, okay? I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of warm water, all right, and I'm going to put it in one of my cups. Oops, that was already done. And then I'm going to take 1/4, remember, 1/4 of a teaspoon of borax, and I'm going to mix it in with my warm water. I'm just going to kind of dissolve that, right? So just stir it until it dissolves. In my other cup, I'm going to put my 1/2 of a cup school glue. I'm using white school glue, okay? But you could use clear glue, all right? If you want your slime to be colored, you can also add some food coloring to it, and that, you know, or some glitter or something like that if you want to do add-ins, all right? I'm gonna go ahead, just so that you all can see it a little bit better, I'm gonna put some blue food coloring, okay? Then you're going to take your other half of a cup of warm water, and you're going to pour it in to the white glue. All right. Now, so you're just going to kind of stir that until you've dissolved your glue and mixed it with the water, okay? So it's gonna look something like that. Right? And I think I might not, let's see if I can get it all in one. All right, once you kind of dissolve that, you're going to take your borax and you're going to just pour it into the cup that you have. Right? And then stir. Now, if you're gonna kind of almost immediately, your children are going to feel it start to solidify, all right, inside the cup and start to turn to slime, all right? Now what's happening is it's actually a polymer, all right? This is kind of, we talked about polymers, we've talked about polymers a couple of different times. Now what I like to do, and this is where I like to use a plate, okay? Sorry, my paper cup might be a little bit small. I probably should have used a solo cup or something like that, a little bit thicker, all right? So this is where you're just going to kind of reach in there. Whoops, I'm gonna use my spoon, reach in and pull some out. I'm gonna put it on my plate so that I'm not really having to handle it too much anywhere else except on the plate. Okay. So I'm going to pinch that off. Little slimy, all right. I'm gonna kind of pull that off. So I'm just gonna work with a small amount, all right? So in a plate, and that way you're not getting it anywhere else, it's in my cup and it's on my plate, and you're just going to want to knead it, just letting your kids just use a paper plate to kind of knead and play with their slime. And then whenever you get done, you just throw everything away. Throw the plate away, throw the cup away, throw the plastic spoon away, and just let them kind of have some fun. One of the exciting things about slime is that it excites children about learning about chemistry and learning about science in a way that is engaging and exciting to them, okay? So have fun, don't get kind of shied away from doing slime. You do want to make sure that you do not wash slime down your drains, but that you just throw everything away into the trash whenever you're ready and done with it, okay? So a lot of fun, really very little mess, and very few ingredients to be able to have some fun and excite your children about chemistry and about science as they see a real chemical reaction take place and they can feel it with their hands. It's very, very sensory and lots of fun. Let's get ready to sing a song before we go, okay? All right. Well, we are going to, when you go to school, you're going to have to keep your eyes on your teacher. So we're going to do this. It's going to sing it to London Bridge. So we're going to put our eyes on our teacher when she talks, all right? Then we're going to sit crisscross. We're going to kind of cross our legs. And we're going to put our hands to ourselves, all right? And then we're going to raise our hands and wait to speak, all right? So let's get ready to sing. So, eyes on teacher when she talks, when she talks, when she talks. Eyes on teacher when she talks, when you go to school. Sit crisscrossed and hands to self, hands to self, hands to self. Sit crisscrossed and hands to self when you go to school. Raise your hand and wait to speak, wait to speak, wait to speak. Raise your hand and wait to speak when you go to school. Good job. Well, I hope you had fun. We're going to be starting in the next couple of weeks by going out into our community and meeting some of the people that are an important part of our community helpers. So I hope you'll stay tuned and join us in the next couple of weeks as we explore our community and our neighborhood, all right? It's time for our hands to give thanks. Our hands give thanks with a clap, clap, clap. Our feet give thanks with a tap, tap, tap. Clap, 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 tap, tap, tap. We roll them together and we wave goodbye.
See you next time.
See you later.